I'm back. Road Rants on Black and White Entertainment. And in this case, Road Rants on Disney Plus. It seems that some inside Disney may be a little bit concerned about the way their subscriber base is slowing down. And we're going to talk about this and maybe one or two reasons why this could be happening. Because I can tell you just from talking to people that I know that do still have Disney Plus, well, even they are starting to get concerned with some of the content going on there for their children to consume. They're more conservative leaning, but they have stuck through with Disney, even though they don't like some of the directions they've taken. They are trying to stick through because they are such die-hard Marvel fans. And by Marvel, I mean more the MCU. They're all in on the MCU. But there was some comments made from this person in particular, and he's getting concerned about whether or not he should let his children watch these products anymore. And that's after they've been a big part of their family. You know, all the DVDs, or Blu-rays, I guess now, Disney Plus, all in on The Mandalorian, and they've tried to hang in there because their boys love the product, okay? And I think we found out, you know, look, I got egg in my face. I did a video the other day where Black Widow was projected to bomb. It did anything but bomb. It was a home run. It was out of the ballpark. And it shows that in some ways the MCU is bulletproof, except when it comes to Disney Plus. I don't think people are overall thrilled with the product on Disney Plus when it comes to Marvel. I think it's still all about the Mandalorian over there, and I think Disney needs to be concerned that, number one, when it comes to Disney Plus, Star Wars is what is actually moving the needle over there, and they should be even more concerned that they better hope it's the Mandalorian and not his little 2-foot green friend that's actually moving the needle, because we know in Season 3 of The Mandalorian, Grogu probably won't be in it, okay? And he might show up on other shows. Any of those characters are fair game in the Favreau-verse, but The Mandalorian is going back to Mandalore. I think that will be interesting, but if so many people are in on the Grogu story, The Mandalorian is in trouble too. I can tell you right now. Very quickly, make sure you go over and check out blackandwhitenetwork.com. 3 different levels of memberships available over there. This is our website. And we do exclusive content, exclusive member live streams. If you are a silver member, you can get in on the member streams with myself and John Matrix. And we talk about stuff that big tech, in entertainment, in politics, in sports, that big tech doesn't want us to talk about. Let's get to this. This is from piratesandprincesses.net. Disney worried about Disney Plus subscriber numbers are slowing, according to internal Disney reports. Disney has bet the farm on Disney Plus, and so far it's paid off for them and their investors. But according to the Tech Insider site, the information, internal numbers at Disney are painting a bleaker picture of things to come. It's believed that Disney has reached a ceiling when it comes to acquiring new subscribers, and now it's mostly about managing churn. Now that just means people canceling and reacquiring, okay? And over the third of Disney Plus subscribers are in India, yikes, where they only pay the equivalent of 45 cents per person versus $7.99 here in the U.S. Wow. Signs that growth at Disney Plus was slowing were evident when the company reported its second fiscal quarter results in May. Analysts had expected the service would reach 110 million subscribers by then, roughly where it is now. The data has some positives for Disney. Churn, the rate of subscribers defecting, is trending down, and that decline is particularly accentuated for those subscribers signing up for Disney Plus as part of the bundle, Hulu and ESPN Plus. The slowdown coincides with a price increase Disney imposed in late March by $1 to $7.99. That's still well below Netflix and HBO Max. Most of Disney's new subscribers are linked to Hotstar, and Disney seems keenly interested in appealing to Indian customers. And again, those customers aren't worth much financially as Western customers. You see that here on YouTube. There are Indian channels that get millions upon millions upon millions of views, and they'll make like $1,000, okay? Whereas in the United States, that might be worth $40,000. According to their Disney insider, the company is reportedly concerned about appealing to groups outside of their family-friendly demographic, as they seem to be hitting a wall. This compared to Netflix, which has content for nearly every demographic. Even Motley Fool is weighing in on the situation, which is marked turn from how financial sites were praising Black Widow's performance as an indicator everything is coming up at Mickey. Diehard Walt Disney shareholders will be quick to point out Disney Plus is not yet available all over the world. And besides, the service price increase that went into effect in March was likely to have some sort of adverse impact on subscriber growth. And to be fair, there's something to those arguments. There are still red flags no Disney investor can afford to ignore. One of them is the fact that streaming rival Netflix is also peaking in terms of subscriber growth here and abroad. Last quarter's total quarter-on-quarter addition of just under 4 million paying customers was not only below expectations for 6 million, but second worst since the company's subscriber growth surged at the start of the pandemic in early 2020. While Disney Plus was a godsend to the company during 2020, Disney will have to massively up its game to stay ahead of the curve in the increasingly crowded streaming market. Okay, and let me add a little more perspective to this. There is something to the whole woke issue at Disney Plus. Okay, we've seen it across Disney, yes. Let's just take Loki, all right? A buddy of mine, very conservative. His kids love the MCU. We talked about that. But the fact is, he said, I want to be able to know if my kids sat down to watch Loki, I don't have to worry about there being any references to anything sexual, really and truly. He said, particularly things involving same sex. He just keeps it real. He's a Christian. The family's a Christian, very active in the church. And he said, I don't believe an MCU product, a Marvel product, should have to have me explaining something to my two boys that I'm not ready to explain. And he wanted to also be very clear about the fact that, look, just because you put that little TV 14 or whatever that is up there, you are still peddling out what should be a product aimed at children because it has to do with comic books, ultimately. And he said, hey, my kids don't read the comics. I get that. I know they've made some changes to Loki in the comics. I get that. But I don't want to see it in live action on TV that has to lead to a conversation I'm not ready to have. And he's also got a problem with the fact that people have a problem with that. He's like, quit discounting my religious beliefs. Okay? If that infuriates you, he doesn't care. Frankly, I don't care either if that infuriates you. And it's leading people to make choices like, involving churn, switching off Disney Plus. Okay? Yes, it seems like the movies can do no wrong. But let's be real. WandaVision, not great. I'm sorry. I know some people act like it's the greatest thing ever. It wasn't. Okay? It was mediocre, period. Loki, supposedly great. I was all in. First 2 episodes were great. I loved it. And then that fatal episode came up where I knew they were going to be... I shouldn't have to turn to YouTube to find out if I have any pitfalls coming in the consumption of a product that's MCU or Marvel related or Star Wars related. Oh shit, Loki's bisexual. I shouldn't have to look on YouTube to find that out and then go, fuck, I can't let my kid watch that now. I don't want to watch it now. If that makes me a bad person in your eyes, I don't care. Okay? I don't care. I don't want to have to explain that either. I don't. He's 7 years old. He should be able to sit down and watch a show about Thor's brother, for Christ's sakes. Let's just be real. And that's part of the problem. Don't think it's not for a second. It is part of the problem there. And it's influencing these numbers. People are tired of that kind of stuff being put into their products, and it's going to affect their subscriber rate. All right, Falcon and Winter Soldier. That was the one thing I wanted to see. I haven't started watching it yet just because people said it wasn't really that good. You've only had 2 flagship products that was great on Disney Plus. The Mandalorian and the Clone Wars final season. And even as epic as the first 4 episodes was, and the last 4, you had a woke social justice shitfest shoved right into the middle of the Clone Wars final season with Trace and Rafa, and they were arguably the worst characters in the history of Star Wars, this side of LG3 Pando 1 and, Rose Tico and Admiral Purple Hair. Come on. Yeah, on this channel, we keep it real. We sure do. Tell me what you think, Black and White Entertainment fans, and for some of you, Road Squadron. Peace. I'm out. Till next time. Real talk in here.